Hey everybody, this is Jen. I wanted to give you a quick look around. We've been doing a lot of yard work today. I'm quite out of breath because I've been doing a lot of work here with my son, and we were able to borrow a tractor from a friend for some other work we had to do, and so today we put it to good use. We had a lot of cleanup to do around here that just couldn't get done by your hands. I mean, if you tried, it'd probably take you 3 or 4 years. So I'm gonna give you a look around and kind of show you what we did, and it's amazing. So here's the tractor we were able to borrow. Beautiful little Kubota. Worked perfectly for this size yard we have, because it's a nice size yard, but there's objects everywhere to work around just because of the way things are spaced here. Where this is sitting used to be the compost pile that we had. My husband does landscaping, so he would bring home lots of compostable material, leaves, grass clippings, and things like that. And so it was all piled here, and it got so big we couldn't turn it. You know, you're supposed to turn your compost to keep it going. Well, since the landlord had moved the fence back so we could have the big garden back there, we took advantage of that and moved the compost back to where the garden is, and it also gave us the ability to actually turn it. And she's cooking nice steamy hot compost, so it is cooking. It's doing a wonderful job. And the stuff that was on the bottom, because this compost pile has been here for at least 4 years, if not 5, the stuff on the bottom was pretty much compost. And yes, I'm really out of breath, so bear with me. But anyways, so we moved the compost. My husband did that the other day, actually. And then today we used the top part of that compost pile to fill in my sign bed that we have for our business, and used it to fill in some flower beds and things like that, and get the other area right there where those boards are. That's going to be the new compost area there. So we got that material over there, and now I'm going to take you around to the rest of the yard. It's kind of hard to show you what we did in the front. In the front, we moved a lot of debris and stuff, because our front yard, it has a wide open space where my husband brings his trailers in, and this is like the workshop build area. So I was getting piled up with all sorts of debris from rebuilding trailers, working on trailers and stuff. It did not look very good. So we were able to get all that debris out of here and get it over to the burn pile. And so our front yard is starting to look like a yard again instead of a junkyard. So, but I'll take you around back and show you what we did back there. And I will include some video clips as well of my son actually working the tractor. All right, so I'm kind of giving you guys a view of what we have to work with here in the backyard. There is a pasture that goes all the way around. It's on the very back side of what is the burn pile. You can see how tall that thing is. A lot of that was from working today. And so we have a garden space that used to be here. It had pallets around it. I mean, the garden's still there, but we used to have a pallet fence around it. That got taken down so my son could drive across that, and you can see we tore off the yard quite a bit because it's really soft back here. But this was basically the best time to get it done, because not a lot of stuff is growing, and it's kind of dried out compared to what it can be in the spring. So even though the yard is kind of torn up right now, it's fixable. And the blessing of getting all the garbage and other stuff moved is worth a little bit of lawn care. And hey, that's what my husband does for a living. He does lawn care. So yeah, so we had to work around this trumpet vine here. This is my landlord's favorite plant of all times. So you can see we kind of got it girdled up so it goes up, because trumpet vines, you either love them or you hate them. And I love to hate it right now because it just gets everywhere. When it grows, it's beautiful. When it flowers, and hummingbirds love it, you know, but it's a pain in the butt because it grows where it shouldn't a lot of times. Anyways, so we have this to work around. We've got the pig to work around. We got the willow tree to work around. We got the old clothesline to work around. You know, so a lot of stuff to work around in just this small spot, which is why that little tractor did a fantastic job back here. This area here right next to the house, we had crates back here, which most of them are right there. And then I have one over next to the garden that's empty that I can use for putting my garden stakes and things like that there. But anyways, we had crates all along here on the back side of the house because they're supposed to be kind of out of sight, out of mind. You know, we could put wood there. We could put, my husband has a tire collection because, you know, you have to pay to get rid of tires. And yeah, so he has a tire collection. But yeah, we had a lot of stuff sitting right here and we couldn't maintain this area. This trumpet vine was growing all along here and actually started growing up the house. And you can see some of it here. I got to pull some more of that out. But so we got all this cleaned up. It's amazing. It looks beautiful, even though, like I said, the yard is torn up. But trust me, compared to how it looked about 2 hours ago, this is beautiful. All right, so here's a closer look at this one garden area. And I can't describe to you exactly how this looked when my son was doing this. I'll try my best. This area is so soft. I mean, right now as I'm standing, I'm actually sinking a bit. But he was driving through this, and as he was driving, the ground was doing this, like ocean waves. It was kind of freaky to see the ground move, you know, like ocean waves. But because of the mulch, and because he took his time, you know, he was able to get through here. Some things to note. You see how badly this is torn up. I have perennials here. I actually have plants right here. There's one right there. That's a hyssop. And if you guys have been watching my video, you know that I have perennials right here. But there's a hyssop right there. And then right here is St. John's wort. Just starting to come up. And then over there we go. There's comfrey. And he did his best not to run over these. But I knew that, you know, in order to get that done, we're going to have some collateral damage. And so I was like, you know what? This is low to the ground. It'll be fine. And the same with the hyssop. Because it's beginning of spring, this hasn't grown up to be a huge bush that's in the way. So I'm like, do what you got to do. It's all right. I'm not going to flip a lid. So, but yeah, so he did a magnificent job of trying not to kill my plants as he was working back here. And I'm just very, very thankful. So now the other crate I was talking about is right there. So I'm going to take you back over here now. All right. So this area is still a work in progress. This used to be where we had our chickens. We've had them here for the last 6 years back in this area. So a lot of this debris that you see here is from having the fence and the coop and everything that we use. Like we have pallets, buckets. I mean, yeah, it's amazing when you get rid of animals and you start tearing down your farm, so to speak, how much crap you got from having those animals. So yeah, this is a work in progress. We have a lot of fencing rolled up here, and this stuff, we'll clean this up another day. We've done enough for today. But that's what this is. We got quite a bit of this moved out of the way because it was kind of in the way. He had to open up this space to get in here. And you can see how this is kind of tore up. But I don't know if you can tell in the video or not. I'll see if I can give you guys a good reference point, because, you know, it's hard to on a video. But if you can see this log right here, and the log's right there, this spot here, this is ground level, okay? What most of the backyard looks like. This area is where the chickens have been for the last 6 years. Can you see the difference? One area had, we used to have a pool. You can see the blue liner. We used to have a duck pond. And we had a PVC pipe underground that would drain the duck pond. And when I first put the duck pond in and put the pipe in and stuff, the pipe was about 2 inches maximum below the top of the soil. When my son dug, there was an elderberry here. We didn't run it growing here anyway. He dug that down to get it out of there. He broke the pipe. And when I looked, I was amazed. That pipe was 6 inches or more below the top here. So the chickens over the last 6 years of being here have put an additional 6 to 8 inches of soil from where it was to where it now is. I just find that amazing. So yeah, this is really, really cool. So I have fruit trees planted here. I originally had 5, and then I lost 2 of them, and so we bought 1. So I have 4 fruit trees back here now. And then over here I have some stuff that likes to stay in the shade. Got it back here for now. But another thing that we did is I didn't know when I planted them that elderberry bushes can become invasive. They send out runners like big time once they get established. And these elderberry bushes have been here for at least 6 years. And so we had bushes here and stuff, and it was starting to creep, and I wanted to clean it up. This has to still be cleaned up, obviously, and things like that. But one of the things we had to do was get the elderberries out of where we didn't want them, so we could, utilize the space better. And so my son had to dig down a couple inches to get underneath those runners and get them out of here. And let me just show you the mess of some of this. I'm going to have to pull this out by hand because he did the best he could. But look at all these runners. Just a maze of elderberry runners. So, and obviously he couldn't get to this because he couldn't swing right here. It was getting really, really soft. He was starting to sink. But yeah, it's just a madhouse. So if you want to grow elderberries, make sure you put them in a spot that you don't mind if they take over the world, because eventually they will. All right, don't mind me. I got to hold myself up. I'm a little tired. But I hope that you found some inspiration in today's video. Because sometimes when you have big projects, or when you have stuff that just keeps piling up, like stuff did around our house over the last 7-8 years, trying to get it all moved and then disposed of when it's time, it's a huge project. It's a big project. And so we got it done. We did get it done. So when we don't have the fire ban, we are going to light up the burn pile and watch that baby burn, and just celebrate how much we're able to get cleaned up out of here. I have a bird singing at me. Beautiful bird. But yeah, so we're just celebrating what we're able to accomplish today. So, like I said, I hope you found this video somewhat of an encouragement for you if you're facing a big project. So, I'm going to go inside, probably take a hot bath, drink a hot cup of tea, put my legs up, and call it a day. Thank you for being with me on this journey today, everybody. If you haven't already, make sure you click the subscribe button down below. Love to have you along. And as always, I hope wherever you are, you're wonderfully blessed. So until next time, bye-bye.